So we're going to start with the biology lesson. For those of you that were sitting at the back of the class when you're at school. Now, this is the chart we normally use. It's a bit rubbish with the light on it, I'm afraid. But can you see here? This is your pregnant tummy, okay? Now, this is your pubic bone. This is what's giving you grief towards the end of your pregnancy, as the weight of your baby's head is down here on your pubic bone. This is your bladder, girls. It's non-existent. You know that. You don't need me to tell you that. You know, if it fills up a little bit, this lovely baby's head is pressing on it and you need to wee all the time. This is your vagina, okay? This is your cervix here. This is the mucous plug that's in the cervix. If you've never had a baby before, this is going to be shut and this mucous plug might be in here. It's a show or a mucous plug. It's not your midwife doing a song and dance routine. It's the mucousy plug, sometimes streaked with blood, okay, that's been in there to protect your baby during the pregnancy. Here's your back passage here, also taking a bit of a squash as well towards the end of your pregnancy. And you can see here how the baby's head is all chin on the chest here and all tucked up. The cord here is going up to the placenta. There's a slight change in texture if you see here. The placenta is at the top here, okay? So you can see, and this is your back here. You can see how your baby is. And roughly there's about 1.5 litres to 2 litres of fluid in a full-term baby in the sac of amniotic fluid. You can see the bag going around here towards the end of pregnancy. So quite a lot of fluid in there. But our lovely little baby is all ready. He's covered in little bits of vernix, which is the white stuff, like a moisturiser, that if your baby's born under 37 weeks, they're plastered in this moisturiser. It's lovely for their skin. A baby after 37 weeks will have little bits of the vernix under the arms and down in the groin area still, but it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing, okay? So this is what's happened toward the end of your pregnancy. You'll see when your midwife feels where the baby's head is towards the end of pregnancy, she comments whether the baby's head is engaged. We split the head into fifths. Rachel's got a pelvis and a doll here, and you can see how we feel for how the baby's head is going down into your pelvis and how it relates sort of inside you for the baby getting ready.
So if you equate that with that picture there, that baby's head is in the pelvis. As you go into labour, and it's not until you go into labour does your baby's head go completely down into your pelvis.
Okay, just like that, all right? So he's ready. Okay, so for what you'll find is that women will talk about how long they've been in labour for. And generally speaking, we know that first-time mums labour will average about anything between 12 and 24 hours. And if you've had a baby before, it's significantly quicker. There's 3 stages to labour. First stage is active labour from 4 centimetres to 10 centimetres. Second stage of labour, pushing baby out. Third stage of labour, your placenta and membranes being delivered. But there's a cheeky part of labour that comes before even the first stage. And that's when people will have told you they've been in labour for days. And it's usually the latent phase that's lasted that long, not their actual labour. And the things that are happening during the latent phase of labour, as you can see on here, is that the cervix, if you look over the page, see how it's changed? It's much thinner, much thinner. Now, during the latent phase, you're getting what you're getting, Rach? You're getting backache, low down period-like pain,
loose stools, vomiting. You might then lose your show that was in front of this baby's head. If you imagine your cervix to be the neck of a polar neck jumper, it's got 2 openings, the lower and then one just by baby's head. And what that cervix does is it starts what we call a face-in. So it starts shrinking down.
It's
so
thinning
these
out,
2 openings come together and thin out, and then it starts opening. So your cervix has a lot to do when you're in this latent phase.
And it's a bit like this, like that polar neck jumper. It's going to thin out, so the inside part opens out first, and then it will just then start to open. So what you're hoping is all these niggles and backache, you're hoping that they're causing your cervix to efface and even to open a little bit, so that when you go into hospital, your labour is established and you are that magic 4 centimetres. But that might take a day or 2, and it might be a lot of, you know, on your nesting, on your hands and knees, scrubbing your floor. And we were going to show the pelvis, weren't we? Go on, you do your bit.
So if you have a look at the cervix now, it's completely thinned out. The 2 openings have come together and now it's starting to dilate.
And your bladder's still non-existent, girls, okay? It's not going, it's just not happening, is it? You can see on that picture, see all the vernix on this baby? all the little white bits there, and how he's beautifully got his chin tucked on his chest so that he's gone into the pelvis like this. So like that. And that's, again, if you imagine yourself putting clothes on, you put the back part of your head on first.